Thank you, Carol. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Alyn, and this is Mark Alyn Cooks Your Dinner. You caught me. I'm kind of munching on some mushrooms here. We're going to do a special dish that I've been making for at least 20 years, and it's a specialty dish. It's a dish that is perfect for Hanukkah or Christmas dinner for maybe one or two people. And it's easy and fun, very festive, and that's why I thought this would be really great. I had a couple of comments to make. What I'm going to do is I have a New York strip steak right here. By the way, I was at Whole Foods yesterday. It's still on sale today for like $11.99 a pound, and it's prime meat. Really a good deal. All right, I'm going to salt, and while I'm salting the meat, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to start some oil. This is an organic olive oil, and I'm going to heat it up. There we go. All right, we'll come back to that in a few moments, but I want that hot. Somebody asked me, why am I cooking? Am I a chef? No, I'm not a chef. I've been interested in food almost all my life. The first thing I remember making was a bologna sandwich. I also made scrambled eggs for my mommy, and I guess that was the start. I'm so involved with food that our daughter and our son are both great cooks, and our son is a professional chef. I've mentioned that before. All right, this is kosher salt, which means it's coarse. We're going to put some on that side, and we're going to put some more on this side. And it doesn't have to be thick. Just rub it in a little bit more. And pepper. And I'm getting it all over the place. And we're going to let that sit. And while that's sitting, we're going to do one of the fun things. We're going to pour some wine. I have to admit, I opened the wine up a little early and I tasted it, and it's very nice. This is a Bordeaux. It's a Chateau Genis 2018 Bordeaux. This is not a very expensive wine. Yeah, I've seen it for anywhere from $30 to $35 online. I was very lucky. I was in a wine club, and I paid $11 for it. And I'm going to pass one to Carol. I'm going to pass it to her a little bit more. All right, my dear, I love you. There you go.
Cheers.
In public, I said that. There's not a lot of acid. The tannins have already mellowed. I don't think this wine is going to age well. This is 100% Merlot. What I didn't know about Bordeaux wines, I always thought that they were Cabs or Cabernets, and they can be different things. There's all kinds of things. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to walk this over, and I'm going to put it into the hot oil. And Carol's going to follow us over. You can probably hear this. Yummy. Now, if you're a vegetarian, and you don't want meat, you can use a portobello mushroom and salt it, pepper it on both sides, and put it into the oil. And then make the sauce. Now, one of the ingredients in the sauce is demi-glaze. Demi-glaze is a reduction of beef juices and the marrow of bones and things. And what we're going to do, if you're a vegetarian, is you just use something like Better Than Bouillon. This is a vegetarian demi-glaze, if you will. And it will work very, very well. All right. This dish is cooked so that it's rare to medium rare. And I make it rarer, okay? I'm going to turn it down just a tad, just a tad. This is a fun dish, and as I said, that steak would last Carol and me 2 nights. Ouch! For 2 dinners, and it's going to be festive because we will be flambeing it. Come on, baby, light my fire. Okay, we won't sing. That, by the way, was for our friend Mark Burton, in case he was watching. He's really into music. While this is cooking, let me explain a couple of things. This is a retro dish. It was done tableside starting in the 30s. They're not sure where exactly it was created. It was either created in England, Belgium, or New York City. So this is created in Southern California. It's Steak Carole. Now, what they do is they make the sauce with they cook the steak in the oil, and I'm going to add some butter to this in a little bit. What they did was they would flambe it, and it was very popular in the 60s here in the U.S. I stumbled on it sometime in the mid to late 70s and started making it. And what they do is they finish the sauce with cream, and I'm not going to do that. Again, if you're vegan, kosher, you don't have to mix the meat and the milk. You don't have to have the dairy products, and it can be all vegetarian or vegan. We're going to let that cook for about 3 minutes aside, okay? Then we're going to take out the meat, and we're going to make the sauce with the olive oil that's in there and the juices that are coming off the steak. This is probably a good time for me to say hi to a couple of people. I want to wish well to Lillian in Florida. Hi, Lillian. Hope you're feeling good. I also want to say hello to my co-author, Servet Hassan, and probably a good time to mention our book. Okay? Our book is called Growing Old Sucks, but it doesn't have to. If you're 40 or 50 or even 90 years old, you don't have to just sit on the couch. You can do things. And that's what this book tells you how to do. It shows examples and stories about what you can do with your life. It's not over just because you're 50 or 60 or 70 or 90. I'll give you an example, and I do this every week. Carol has never been a camera person, ever, and look at the great job that she's doing for us here on Mark Alyn Cooks Your Dinner, okay? What this book will do for you is enlighten you on how to age with attitude. Remember that saying, I'm not going to take it anymore? Well, folks, you don't have to take it anymore. If you have any comments, by the way, or requests or thoughts, please shout it out to us right now. We'll try to respond to it as we're doing the cooking here. We're going to be, next week, by the way, we're going to be doing a holiday dessert that is one of my favorite and Carol's favorites. I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago. And it's I've changed the name to reflect our friend Jennifer. So it's Père Saint Jennifer, and she is a saint because she's been helping us with this so much. And we really appreciate that. That's next week, right here on Mark Alyn Cooks Your Dinner. I'm going to flip the steak. And then, Carol, come on over here. Be careful. And you can see we've got a nice sear on that. It looks really nice. So we're going to cook that for another 3 minutes or so. Ouch. Be very careful. That is hot oil. I think in the Middle Ages they put people into hot oil. Okay. I was doing some research on this dish, and there is a national restaurant that actually features Steak Diane on their menu. And it's the Cheesecake Factory, and I really do like their cheesecake. But I don't know that I would order Steak Diane there. First of all, it's described as steak with a mushroom sauce. And while we are going to add some fresh organic mushrooms to our sauce, I have to say that I really believe that that's not the dish, okay? It's just not. We're going to let that cook for another minute or so. Coming up in 2021, can you believe that? 2021, we're going to be changing some technology, using some technology that will allow us to maybe have you participate with us. We have a friend, Pat, in England, who has been telling me about duck legs with a cherry sauce. Maybe she'll share that recipe with us. Pat's got her new book coming out. We'll feature that book right here on our cooking segment. We have our friend in South Africa. She's a great cook. So we'll be bringing people in and being able to do that right here on Facebook Live, and we'll be expanding as well.
Jennifer Abernathy can't wait. Denise Anderson is watching.
Hello, Denise. Hello, Jennifer. We appreciate that. All right, the steak is going really well. We're going to do this one more time. Please, camera person, be very, very careful. Okay. I'm going to lower the heat, and I'm going to take the steak out, and I'm going to put it on the plate. And the steak is just about ready. Now we have to make the sauce. So let's do that. All right, we have this hot oil. I'm going to turn up the heat and use about, I don't know, what do you think that is? 2 tablespoons? About 2 tablespoons of butter. I'll throw that in. Just mix that around. Now that's mixing with the beef juices, and I can smell it already. It smells terrific. And once that melts, I have here garlic. This is one of our favorite things. And we've got about 4 cloves of garlic, and we're going to saute that. You know it's ready when it browns. Carol, does that smell good or what?
Oh, fabulous.
And then these are shallots. Shallots, they're right next to onions and garlic, okay, in the market. I've minced these as well, and I'm going to throw that in. And that's kind of like the bottom, the base of this. And I'm going to let that cook for a moment or two. One of the things that Steak Diane, or Steak Carole in our case, has is one of the component ingredients is Dijon mustard. And I like the Trader Joe's Dijon mustard much better than Grey Poupon. First of all, it's cheaper. This is this bottle, which is 13 ounces, cost me $1.69. And I think it tastes better than the Dijon, the Grey Poupon. That's my opinion, and you can agree or disagree with me. And this actually comes from France. I'm going to take... Oh, before I do that, I was going to put the wine in. I've sliced some white button mushrooms. Again, if you don't like mushrooms, don't put them in. It's okay. So we're going to put those in. Oh, boy. And stir that around. And cover those mushrooms up. And we'll let that cook for another minute or so. I'm standing here smelling such luscious smells. I'm going to get my wine glass, come over here. I smell in the nose of this wine berry, probably cherry in this particular case. I mentioned that it doesn't have a lot of acid. There's not a lot of sharpness. It's a very smooth and mellow wine. Again, it's a relatively inexpensive wine for a Bordeaux. All right, I'm going to stir this up again. The other reason this is a great dish for the holidays is with social distancing. We're all going to get together. But if we have small groups, like 4, 5, 6 people, this is perfect. You can put 2 steaks in there and have enough for everybody, but have a small, safe holiday time. This would go great at a Christmas dinner. I really prefer a Christmas goose. Hint, hint, Carol. That is the one thing that she makes for me every year, and I can't wait for my Christmas goose. For Hanukkah, this is a perfect main course to latkes. And latkes are potato pancakes. So if you can look in there, the mushrooms are done. Now we're going to start adding some ingredients. We're going to add mustard. We like a lot. I'm going to put a lot in. This is probably 1/4 cup of Dijon mustard. And as I mentioned, this Dijon actually comes from France. Okay, we got that in there. Our next ingredient will be Lea & Perrins. Yep, Worcestershire sauce. And I'm going to put in maybe 1/3 cup, maybe 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce. Boy, does that smell good. I do like my own cooking. Have you noticed that? Okay. And our last ingredient is a demi-glaze. Now, we cheat. Not everybody can make a demi-glaze these days. It's very time consuming. And I'm going to show you the package in a second. This is an organic demi-glaze, and I want to get that in. What that does is it intensifies the flavor of the sauce. Okay. I want to get everything out. This is about $4 for 2 little envelopes of the sauce. Also, I didn't use a pound of mushrooms. I used maybe 1/4 pound of mushrooms because I like mushrooms. I think it's good in the sauce, but I think that I don't think you need it. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. This is something I found. Chef Josh recommended it to me. It's a beef flavored demi-glaze. I believe it's not. I don't know if it's GMO or not, but I used this the other night. It's really flavorful and good and easy, because otherwise you'd have to be boiling and reducing the beef for a long, long time. One more ingredient, cayenne pepper. I've got about 1/2 teaspoon in here, and I'm not even going to use that much. Stir that around. I'm going to lower the heat. Now there's 2 things you can do. First of all, we're going to add a touch of wine, and
Jan is watching.
hello, Jan. Thank you for watching. If you don't like hot, you don't have to put the cayenne in. And I didn't put a lot of cayenne in. All right, we're almost done. You can, if you want, you can put your steak into the sauce and heat it up. I don't think we need to do that. So I'm going to take this, and let's go back to our place over here, Carol, if you don't mind. Oh, I have one more thing to do over here. I forgot. To finish the sauce, we're going to use some brandy. The original recipe called for Courvoisier. I have to go back to, this is an inexpensive brandy that I bought at Trader Joe's. The original recipe called for Courvoisier. And I was at Whole Foods yesterday, and I should have bought the Courvoisier because it was only $16 for real Courvoisier. This is a VSOP. That Courvoisier was VS. The VSOP Courvoisier was $60. It's a designation. All right, we're going to pour some in here. It'll heat up. I have a long match. Be very careful, folks. Let's see if this will work. Is it burning? I can't tell. Yeah, whoa! As I said, be very careful. And I did that with one match. Oops, excuse me. This will burn off all of the alcohol. Can you see the flames, dear? Oh yeah. All right. There you go. All right. While that's there, let's go and take a look at our steak. Can you come back over here? We'll come back to that in a minute. All right. You can get rid of the fat. Some of it cooks off, some of it didn't. How is that? It's medium rare. I'm going to cut 2 pieces. Put that off to the side.
Jan said, watch the eyebrows.
Yeah. Good one. By the way, speaking of hair, I should have, here in California, we're not supposed to get our hair cut. And so I'm due, but I'm not getting it cut. All right, I hope I don't dribble too much. I'm going to turn the sauce off.
Bring the plate to the...
Do it that way?
Yes.
I don't want to do it that way. How about this? Now that's still pretty hot. All right. And in 20 minutes or so, we've made a really fabulous meal. We're going to have this tonight with Brussels sprouts, a salad with homemade blue cheese dressing, and we're going to taste it right now. Oh, forgot. You can top it with parsley. I like green onions on it. All right, here we go. I'm a happy camper. In fact, this is the happiest I've been all day. All right. Boy, is that good. All right, well, I think we're done, huh? So thank you very much. Be sure to go to growingoldsucks.com. Growingoldsucks.com, you can learn about Servette. You can learn a little bit about me. There's a video there. There's a link to buy the book. The book will be going up in price sometime next year. So you can grab the Kindle version for only 99 cents. Also, I had a snack this afternoon from Wild Planet, sardines. It was delicious. It smells like the ocean. I wanted to say that because in the next few weeks I'm going to make another kind of sardine sandwich, and that'll be in next year. In fact, maybe that'll be a good New Year's thing. We have a planned champagne flight tasting coming up. Lots happening. Anyway, send us your love, send us your notes, send us your thoughts. I'm Mark Alyn. I appreciate your watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now. Happy holidays.